welcome to the very first episode of Knitting with Ewe. I'm Frida and I'll be your host. As you may hear, I'm not a native English speaker, I'm actually Swedish. So, well, I hope you understand what I say and that I won't have too much problem finding the right words. And if I constantly mispronounce something and it annoys you, well, send me a message and I'll try to be better, I think. So, I'm a knitter and a spinner, and I would like to crochet sometimes, but I'm not really a crocheter. Not yet, anyway. When I'm not knitting, I'm studying to be a preschool teacher. This is my first semester out of 7 semesters, so I still have quite a bit to go. But I really like it so far, and I think it's the right career for me. Well, I guess it is not much of a career, but it's a work, and I really love kids. I don't have any of my own yet, but I hope I will get some in the future together with my boyfriend. We are planning to move in together in a little bit over a year. We have bought an apartment, but it hasn't been built yet, so we don't have room for kids. I live part-time with my sister and part-time at my boyfriend's place, who's still living with his parents. It's really hard to get an apartment or some place to live in Uppsala, where I live. So, well, a year is a long time, but hopefully it will go fast. I'm 28, in case someone was wondering, and before I started studying to be a preschool teacher, I have studied some other things, like I'm a trained baker and pastry chef. Well, you're not interested in what I have studied. As you can see, I also have a dog. This is Cookie. She's a German Shepherd and Whippet mix, and she started her life on the streets of Ireland, and then she moved here with me through a charity organization that rescues dogs and gives them new forever homes. So, this is my best friend and, well, one of the most important things in my life, and I'm sure you will see a lot of her. If she's not beside me, I'm sure you will see a lot of her fur in my stuff. Because her fur is pretty much everywhere, and as you may know, knitwear and yarn loves fur. So it's my little fur ball. I'm not quite sure what more you would like to know. I've been knitting for about 1.5 years, and I've been a spinner for about a year. A bit more. I have my spinning wheel, Kromsky Sonata, for about a year, and I started spinning on my trindles a few months before. So, well, it's been a while. I've also been podcasting for about a year, but in Swedish, so I guess some Swedish viewers. I'm sorry, my cell phone is ringing. I'm sure some of the Swedish viewers are following over to this new podcast, but otherwise I'm sure most of the English-speaking viewers haven't seen anything of me before. And, well, I'm not quite sure what you want to know about me, so I think it's easiest if you join the Ravelry group, Knitting With Ewe, and Ewe is EWWE. And well, ask me. What do you want to know about me? What can I tell you? Are you interested in Swedish culture or anything like that? Or do you just want to know about the knitting and spinning and not so much about me? Or, well, ask me anything and tell me what you would like to hear about, and I'll just do my best. And now I think we'll just move on over to the knitting. And for you Swedish viewers, this will be the exact same content as my previous and last episode of Stick och Spin, my Swedish podcast. So if you want to watch it in English too, go ahead, and if not, maybe you'll check out the next episode. So I will kind of start where I left off in... as I said, this will be the same things that I've talked about in my latest episode of my Swedish podcast, and that's what I'll be showing, and some of the things I don't have with me anymore because I have given them away. And the first thing that I will talk about is one of those things. Some friends of mine are having a baby boy this winter, and I asked them if they wanted any hand knits, and they said that they would love to, and that they didn't mind washing it by hand. I know, it's just amazing, friends. So I knitted a wee historic cardigan by Kate Oates in some yarn from Easy Knits, and I don't know what the colorway or what the yarn is, because I bought it in a sale he had where, well, you could say what color you wanted and maybe what color you didn't want, and then he just sent you some random skeins. And it didn't have a tag, so I have no idea what it was, but I think it may have been some cashmere merino nylon. It almost felt like that, but I'm really not sure. Anyway, this cardigan has already been given away, but I will put a picture of it here. And there you have it. I also showed the bottom band, and that was just a random bottom band that I found in a shop and really liked, and I bought it and thought that maybe it would work with the cardigan. And when I came home and I put the ribbon on top just to see if they matched, and I realized that it was almost the same color, well, it was just meant to be. So I hand sewed it to the back side of the bottom band, and well, I really like how it turned out. And the white yarn that you saw, I'm not actually sure what yarn it is. I think it's Drops Baby Merino, but well, I'm not sure, it was just some scraps I found at home. Another thing that I have knitted for the same baby, and this cardigan is a bit hard to show because it's really dark and my lighting isn't really the best, as you can see. Usually I try to podcast when it's light outside so I can have some light from the windows, but it's winter now and the sun goes down about 3 p.m. here in the winter, so I don't really have much natural lighting. But this is the Gramps cardigan by Tin Can Knits. I've knitted it out of Malabrigo worsted in the marine colorway, and I think if I hold it like this my camera can show it to you. I'll just show it to you in pieces. Well, I didn't knit the pockets, and in the pattern you have elbow patches that is knitted, but I decided to buy some elbow patches and make them smaller and just sew them on by hand instead of knitted ones. Originally you also knit this cardigan in 2 colors and the elbow patches in a different color so you can actually see them, but since I decided to do this in just 1 color, I thought that knitted elbow patches might look just like a weird lump or something. So I chose these ones instead, and I'm not sure if my camera will allow me to show the buttons, but I hope so, because I think they were really cool. It's like an eagle and a key. Hey, look at that, you can actually see them. So, this is the Gramps cardigan. I really enjoyed this pattern, and it's knitted on quite large needles. I don't remember exactly. I have to check the pattern. It's US 7, so 4.5 millimeters. And, well, since it's a really small piece of clothing and such large needles, it went really fast. I think I made it in 2 or maybe 3 evenings, and I was just knitting a few hours a day. So that's the things I have finished recently. And the things I'm knitting on right now. The first thing is living in my Halloween bag from Little Skein in the Big Wool. So this is some Hello Kitty skeletons with a green interior with some spiders and spider webs, and this little joy ring, and this is what I'm knitting on in school during my lectures. So this is the Nut Brown Hair Hat by Pink Hair Girl Design, and this is how far I have come. I've knitted one of these before for some of my friends' little baby girl, but she has outgrown that hat now. It's just way too small, but her mother really liked it, so I thought I could make her a bigger one, and this girl is soon getting a baby sister, so maybe they can have matching hats or something. When it's finished, it will look like this. So it has the cables and two really cute bunny ears, and you also tie some bows around them. And I'm gonna insert a picture here. And there you can see how it looks on my friend's baby girl. So that's the last one I knitted, and now I'm knitting a new one. I'm using my Chiagos they are interchangeables, and I really love them. They are so sharp, but not too sharp and pointy, and I actually like that the cable isn't so flimsy, and it even works to do magic loop. And I'm magic looping on this. It's not really a lot extra, and it works fine. So, well, I really like it. It was actually a birthday gift from my boyfriend, so, and it's the large and complete set. And I think that's one of the best gifts he has given me, actually. Anyway, this hat is knitted out of Drops cotton merino. And usually I don't really like Drops. I've had quite a few bad experiences with them, with, I don't know, pilling and excess growing after wash, and, well, just not a pleasant knit. I usually prefer indie dyers, so I guess this episode is a bit different than my future episodes, because usually I knit almost exclusively with indie dyers, and today I haven't. So, in case you love indie dyers too, continue to watch and you will see some more of that in the future, hopefully. The other thing that's on my needles is a gold dust gypsy shawl, and this is a design by Christy Holas, and the one she made looks like this, and this is the extra large size, and I will be making the small size. And this is actually out of my hand spun. This is something I spun quite recently, and it's from Loop. It's actually two of their bullseye bumps. You can see on this side that's the correct color. This is Mermaid and Mermaid Coordinate, and it's part of their spin along for October, November and December, I think. And I actually spun both bumps. They're about 5 ounces each, and I spun both of them and plied them in a week, and I don't really know what happened there. It went so fast, and I didn't really spin a lot. I just spun a little bit, and not even every day. So I don't know, maybe the fairies had something to do with it or something, because I'm usually not that quick. But I really, really love how it turned out, so I guess I should show you the shawl too. This is how far I have come, and I think if I hold it like this you can see the pattern a little, and then I'll bring it in so hopefully you can see the stitches. I'll get up a bit closer. Maybe not too close. My camera really, really doesn't like purples and blues. Well, I guess you can see. Hopefully I can get some better pictures of it when it's finished, but it will take some time. As you can see, I'm not that far in, and hopefully it will be a reasonably big shawl. So we'll see. So that one I'm only knitting on at home because it's lace, and if I would try to knit on that in school, I would really mess it up. So that's what I'm knitting on while I watch TV. I watch quite a lot of TV series, mostly nerdy stuff. I'm a Whovian. Right now I'm watching, well, Doctor Who has ended for the season, but I'm watching Supernatural, I'm watching Grimm, I'm watching Once Upon a Time, Big Bang Theory, oh, I don't really know just from the top of my head. I've recently started to watch Stargate, because I've seen some of it on TV, but I haven't really seen everything, and I haven't really followed it, and I thought it was about time, so me and my boyfriend started the first episode of the first season just a few days ago. And, well, I know I like it because I've seen some of it on TV, but I don't know if he's really a fan yet. Hopefully it grows on him. Other series that I'm watching is Game of Thrones, Sherlock, QI. I really love Stephen Fry. He's just amazing. So QI is, I wouldn't say it's my favorite show, but it's perfect when you feel like getting some facts and not just monsters and fantasy stuff. And yeah, I think that's at least most of the series I'm watching. I'm sure I will talk a bit about other series, but I'll try not to talk too much about it. Well, I can add that I'm also following Outlander and Game of Thrones. So I guess it's quite nerdy stuff. Well, if we should get back to the subject of knitting and spinning, I haven't actually spun anything since I made this. It's about maybe a week ago I finished it, so it's not like my wheel has been still for too long. But I have no spinning to show you, and I haven't done any shopping either. But some new things are coming my way, and if you follow some of the spinning podcasts and maybe like the Knit Girls or someone like that, I'm sure you have seen the bobbins from Akeworks. They are 3D printed and colorful, and you can take them apart and flat pack them, and they're just amazing. And since the first time I saw them, I've just loved them. But I have a Kromsky Sonata, and they haven't had any bobbins that fits my wheel until now. So they have made a test batch of them, and a few of us, sorry, it's my nephew, a few of us has been chosen to try them out, and I'm one of them. So quite soon I will have a sky, or I don't remember what he called the blue, but it's a light blue, like a sky blue bobbin. And I'm really excited. I just wanted to come so I can try it out and feel it and see it. And I know that that they are making some spindles too. So I'm not one of those who will try one, but a few lucky people are trying them out just in a few days, and after that trial period I'm sure he will sell them. And well, I like this more modern style of handcrafting. Like I usually don't use traditional spindles when I spindle spin. I use trindles instead, and I actually have one here for you, those of you who don't know what I'm talking about. This is how a trindle look. If you follow Woolenvine on the Yarngasm podcast, I'm sure you have seen hers. She's the one that enabled me to buy it. Before that I actually thought that spinning wasn't for me. Why would I spin? It was so many wonderful kinds of yarns in the yarn shops, so why would I spin yarn? That's just strange, I thought. And then I started watching her podcast and she started showing her trindle, and I thought, a spindle with bling! And different colors and patterns, and it just looked so much fun, and I really liked the design. So I thought, well, okay, I'll buy one and try it out, and I was hooked. Really, from the first minute I tried. So within a few months I had bought my spinning wheel. And as I've already told you, I have a Kromsky Sonata that I have painted white, and her name is Verdandi. I'll put a picture of her here. Isn't she pretty? I really love her. It's such good meditation when you don't really feel like following a pattern or counting stitches or anything like that. You just spin and let the wheel do its thing and let the wool be whatever it wants to be, and in my case that's usually really thin yarn. So I don't know how many skeins I have of like almost lace weight, and usually I don't knit with lace weight. So I really try to spin a bit thicker yarns, but it's really hard. It gets so uneven and I really have to think about it, and then I get frustrated and I say, no, let's make it thin instead. I could just do many plies or something. And then when it's time to ply, I think, ugh, I don't really like chain plying, so I'll just do a 2-ply instead, and then I have this really thin yarn that I don't want to knit with. I'm not really sure what I should do about it, if I should try to be a better spinner and spin a little bit thicker yarn, or if I should learn to knit more lace and knit with more lace weight. Oh, let's throw some things on the floor. in case someone was wondering about this loop handspun, I think I said it's about 5 ounces. It's a big ball, as you can see, or a cake. My ball winder, it didn't fit on it, only about half of it fit, and then I had to wind it by hand, so but I still made it center pull, so I guess it's a mix of a cake and a ball, but as you can see it's really large, and it's about 930 yards, something like that. And for those of you who prefer meters, that's about 850 meters and 300 grams. Well, I don't really have much more to talk about today, but I guess I should try to talk a bit about how often I will podcast and such. And to be honest, I don't really know, because school takes a really lot of time sometimes, and at other times it hardly takes any work at all. I just have to be there and listen to my teachers talking, and sometimes I have really a lot of things to do, or it's really crowded at home, so I don't find the time alone to podcast, or because I can't really podcast when it's too many people at home. Right now I gave my computer to my nephew and told him to go and do something fun and don't bother me while I was podcasting. I call it babysitting. Yay! Yay for podcasting and babysitting. Well, he's not really a baby, he's soon 11, so he actually prefers to be alone, and he really likes to borrow my computer because it's a bit quicker than his, and I have a Mac and he has a PC. Sorry, I have to pick up the things I threw on the floor. And he really likes Mac-O. You don't care. Sorry, I'm rambling. I'm really good at rambling, and I will try to keep it to a minimum. Well, I don't want to annoy people, I guess. So if you want to know a bit about this personal stuff, you can just ask me and I'll tell you more about it if you want to. Since I don't really know what kind of audience I will have, I'll just try to be flexible and give you what you want. So that's all for this time. I hope you have enjoyed it, and I hope we'll see each other again soon. So have a great time, and bye.